Hey guys, welcome back to the second installment of the Match Chat podcast with Evolution Grappling Academy's Mike Paladino, black belt extraordinaire, and Christopher, the Red Man Shay, aka the Heat Miser. So we wanted to continue on from where we last left off, and I think the biggest thing that everyone's affected by, or I should say needs, is the proper mindset in anything, not just competition, but life in general. And I know for me, from a standpoint, it took a long time for me to evolve. Like, I'm that guy that looks at the wall and says...
Not you.
Of course not.
Can you tell us more about this Mindsight you speak of?
Mindsight, yes. Oh. My Mindsight, thank you. The mindset for me has always been, if I see a wall, I'm going to run through the wall. I don't care what the wall's made of.
Let's be honest though. We're almost 50. These walls hurt now. If you try to run through those shits, those studs aren't what they used to be. They hurt the shoulders when you run through them.
Do you see all this?
It's 47, it's all paid for.
There's no weakness here. So
It's 47 and all paid for.
This is USA, grade A, black Angus, 100% American.
Is it aged?
No.
Grass-fed?
Oh, okay, fair.
No. I want...
Not grass-fed!
You do it. We want the hormones. Come on now.
Not grass-fed.
Give me the meat with the steroids in it. I want every advantage I can get.
I mean, disappointed.
Top of the food chain.
Top of the food chain. So, point being is, I'll run through the wall. I don't care what it's made of. I'm going to have laser focus. I'm going through that wall. I'm going to get to the other side because I got to get what I need. Whether it's life, family,
Do you like Pink Floyd's The Wall?
I'm with you on that, and he does like Comfortably Numb. Don't play yourself, because every party I go to, he plays his rap, and then all of a sudden some Air Supply kicks up, and then Comfortably Numb comes on.
I've heard his iTunes playlist.
I do like me some Comfortably Numb. I'm not gonna lie. And actually, but here's the craziness of me. It actually gets me amped up. Like, I hear
Comfortably Numb gets you amped up.
I'm not.
Yeah, it gets me amped up too, but in a whole different way.
No, me too, exactly.
I want to train. If I'm lifting weights or whatever, and I'm here in jiu-jitsu or I'm doing jiu-jitsu, I'm like, man, I'm ready to go.
My man will be in the middle of rolling, right? And Paul's got his playlist on, and out of nowhere you'll hear "In the Arms of." Look at Paul, and he's like, "It's my wife."
The beat from Titanic comes on.
I can't control all that stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like, to finish my point, and then I'll shut up, is that it took me probably 45 of the 47 years to realize that I can walk around the wall and probably get more accomplished in those cases. I'm not saying that you shouldn't run through the wall still, because I kind of like it, but you don't have to do it all the time. And it's developed that mindset and that maturity and the problem solving. So how do you look at that type of stuff? I mean, how do you apply it in what you do in everyday life?
Or even in competing, whatever.
Yeah, so I think that jiu-jitsu is an art and a sport that involves critical thinking, and I think one of the hardest things to do is really getting like the right mindset to compete. You know, it's very, very nerve-wracking, and I've been training for 11 years now, and it's something that in the last year I've really started to kind of hone in on the mental approach. I've read a ton of books, I've tried different warm-up routines, I've read about getting in the zone and all these different psyching up, you know, and you know, getting angry before a match, and like every book I read gives you different advice, you know. And what I started to hear people like very high-level competitors like the Mendez brothers and Keenan Cornelius, they started talking about this thing called the Mushin mind, you know, and basically it's a state of no thought, and you know, it's becoming more and more popular in jiu-jitsu now, but it's basically a mindset where you don't think, you know. One book will tell you you need visualization, you need to close your eyes, and you need to picture yourself getting your hand raised in a gold medal. And I think this holds a certain place in certain aspects of competition, but for me it doesn't, you know. And there's different stages to get to the Mushin mind, and this is something like, I mean, I'm a white belt with 2 stripes in the Mushin mind, right. and this is something that takes a lot of time of meditation and mastery to get to. But basically, when you're in the middle of a match, you're not thinking, you're just reacting. If you're thinking about how to, like, this guy puts me in spider guard, and you have to think about, what do I need to do? I need to strip this grip. You're gonna get swept, you know, so you're already behind if you're thinking. So basically what the Mushin mind is you just go and you're in a state of flow. You just
now
go.
You know that this is a podcast where we don't like to make fun of the little people. I think a Lilliputian mind is not a good way to address. Did you say Lilliputian? For little people, or what are you talking about? What is
Wait, what is?
I'm playing.
Did I say Lilliputian?
No, I'm playing. I just made that up.
Do you see these?
Mushin.
Yeah.
Lil Mushin.
Yeah.
All right. So, no, I don't know. But basically, like over the course of time, I've just kind of, I used to try all the warm-up routines and start with jumping jacks and push-ups and all that crazy stuff. And now I just kind of like take a nap on the bleachers, and I just am super calm. I have like composed, and I go out there and just roll, and it's good.
And whatever happens, happens.
Whatever happens. No, win or lose, even if I lose, it doesn't matter to me.
No, it's
just the fact that you're out there competing, doing what you love, makes it all worthwhile.
I think it's super important. These are things that aren't taught. Like your teacher doesn't. At least a lot of times, your teacher doesn't teach you how to mentally prepare for a match.
And is that something that you do in your school now that you know how important it is?
Yeah, I try explaining it to the people. I try explaining it to my students and whatnot. As far as like getting in the right state of mind and being calm and not, how to control that nervous energy. The nervous energy is always going to be there.
I mean, let's be frank. It's experience.
Yeah. That's exactly what it is.
Experience. I mean, like. It's almost like you can go to school, be hyper educated, and I can tell you that all the education I've been through, not one bit of it taught me how to be a businessman.
Yes.
100%. I had a good. My father was the best example of that. I watched a very successful guy. I watched what he did and how he did it, and that's how I learned. So it was through experience and then obviously learning the game. Having faith in the process is what you've been describing, and that's even like for me, it's. When you do something so long, it becomes natural, becomes innate.
Yes.
So that's in the whole process. For me, believe it or not, I'm a pretty devout Catholic. So it's like, for me, I'm having faith. My day starts every day at the chapel. Anyone who knows me well knows. He'll see my truck parked in front of St. Ed's. I'm there every day before I go anywhere. That's where I start my day and I get my grounding because I need it.
Yep.
But I also
brings
let
that calm energy to
exactly. It brings that.
And you don't need any calm energy.
If anyone needs calm energy, trust me.
And it starts in the morning.
It starts in the morning. And because I know that, and I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that
you can identify.
You got to identify. Like if you can identify shortcomings in yourself, that's where
you
success comes in. Like you realize, hey, I hate getting up at 5:15 in the morning, but I guarantee you, if you got to get up at 5:15 in the morning, which you have now.
Yes, yeah,
for
exactly.
6 a.m. jiu-jitsu classes, you're in bed at 9 o'clock.
Yes, exactly.
And you're ready to go in the morning. So it's
and you look forward to waking up.
And that's my point. You're ready to go. Like it's almost like yesterday. We got up. We had the snowstorm. I get up and I am pissed off because it is fucking my day up. To the point where I get home and they're all laughing at me because my family's like, Dad. Or I was like, Paul, you were cursing out loud. When everyone's
waking everybody else up.
I felt bad because I was cursing the weather. Because I'm thinking about, and we talked about it, because
I actually called him that morning and said, can you believe this? Can you believe this?
And I'm like,
it was nuts.
And it sets a wrong tone. It fucks the whole day up.
Yeah.
And I'm not even going to say, as much as it ended up being what it was,
it messes your mindset
but
up.
like it messes your mindset up.
Yeah.
So it's like you have to reground it and like, okay.
And then it's like 50 degrees 5 hours later.
Yeah.
And the snow's gone.
Yes.
Which is why I refused to shovel anything.
I didn't touch it.
Yeah.
I didn't touch
Same
it.
here.
I refused just to make a statement to Mother Nature.
That's right.
That's
right.
I'm done. You know what I mean? It's time for spring.
It's time for spring.
But it's important to be able to ground, to get yourself centered back to that, and go through these experiences because that's ultimately where the success comes from.
Yeah.
Let's face it. The good, the bad, the indifferent. That's what's going to mold you.
Yeah, no doubt about it. It's experience. Anything that you do, it's longevity, right? We talked about it before. It comes down to longevity, and you got to really get in that. You got to really get in that zone. You got to start cutting promos. You got to start wheeling, dealing, kiss stealing. You know what I'm saying?
Whoa, baby!
Limousine riding, jet flying. That's the template.
Son of a gun.
That's it. I mean, that's what it comes down to. I mean, he's the best.
Yeah.
I mean, that is just Ric Flair. I mean, I'm not a fan of the song, but the Ric Flair trip.
I saw the video. I couldn't believe it.
I love him in the video. I don't get me wrong. Anything he's in, I love it.
Well, his shirt's off. He's looking good, and he's still diesel. He's looking good.
He's got his suits on, his jacket's Ric Flair, but like. The song, I mean, it could be a little more in our genre of hip hop. In my, because I'm just not a fan.
Not in the 2018 genre.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it. But I mean, look at that guy. Here's a guy that's transcended.
He's a specimen.
He's transcended everything. Like he's gone from. He's like. I think one of the greatest things Ric Flair said is he goes, "I've got the entire world going woo." He goes, "I'm not getting paid for it."
Yeah.
Like, and that's him. I mean, that's his moniker. That's what he does.
Yeah.
And now, even like
he should have trademarked it. Donald Trump's got you fired,
Yeah, he should have.
He does. I'm pretty sure he's trademarked.
I think you're correct. But like Ric Flair, like all these things now. But look at this guy, man, pro wrestler, and now he's an icon. Like he transcended everything. He's like literally, he's involved in.
He's a personality. You know what I mean?
Well, that's
the difference. He had the personality for it. And that's why he was. It goes back to that longevity. But you see a lot of people that either A are used car salesman, for going from professional wrestling to being a used car salesman, and then you got Ric Flair, or dead, for that matter, but then you got Ric Flair and he's still around, 7 years old. Then his daughter, like right now is Charlotte Flair is like innovative for women's wrestling. She's the best wrestler. She's the best female wrestler ever, and she's only 30 years old.
Look at her pedigree.
Yeah,
I mean
and she's big too. She's like 6'2". Yeah, she's awesome.
Her father is by far the greatest professional wrestler of all time in a lot of people's eyes.
Yeah.
And so it's you are what you see of
Yeah.
I think that's even more important. Like your dad, all of us have had
good role models,
imprints of role models as to what is going to push you forward. I think that when life throws you, keeps throwing you those curveballs. If those imprints aren't there to fall back on, is when you have problems, or at least even with, like, again, we're not totally talking about jiu-jitsu today, but when you have that backup of the jiu-jitsu family and lifestyle, it can help. I mean, for guys that don't have that strong base.
Oh yeah.
And some people thrive under pressure, and that's ultimately what it is, I personally, I like when the cards are stacked against me, I like when everyone's like, when I was like 21, 22, I literally, you could
have went this way or you could have went that way.
I got off on the fact of, I'm gonna show you guys, you know what I mean?
Of course.
And many people, and don't get me wrong, I feel I'm very grateful and I'm very blessed. And people that mostly doubted me out of like love, they don't want to see me fail at something.
Sure, of course.
But I use that as motivation,
Greatness is you only achieve great things when you're willing to pay the price and take the chances.
You gotta be uncomfortable.
Yep.
You gotta be comfortable in uncomfortable situations.
Yeah, and that's jiu-jitsu. It's a metaphor.
What happens to coal under pressure becomes a diamond.
Yep.
I mean, so that's ultimately what it comes down to. And what you just said, that's something I've preached to everyone around me, my own children, that when you can thrive and be comfortable in uncomfortable situations is when winning happens.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's not an egotistical thing of winning. Winning is success. Winning is being what best you can be in your life.
But some people fold.
Yeah.
But they do fold.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Some people pack it in.
That's it.
And what defines that is, yes, Peter, were you going to say something?
There's a big difference between someone who trains well and someone who competes well.
Yes.
Oh, it's a huge difference.
So some people train well, but they don't compete well.
Can't compete, yep.
And it applies in life, because I was talking to, and Jim Fontanez, right?
Yeah.
Very good friend of mine, good friend of everyone here in the room. He says to me, he goes, I love these young cats. He goes, they're all talking about they're this, they're that. He goes, I turn around and tell them, yo, brother, I got a black belt in life.
That's right.
I got a job, I got a pension, I got 2 jobs.
He's retired, right?
He's retired.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
But like, he runs this, we laugh about it a lot. He's like, these young guys don't get it. He goes, when they get to our age, he goes, I got a black belt in jiu-jitsu too. He goes, but I got a black belt in life before I had that.
They do get it, but they get it from their small little understanding of what the world is. As you get older, our world life and experience begins.
But it's all relative, because,
also.
like, again, where you started to where you are now, you realize it's little problems become big problems.
Yes.
You wouldn't trade those big problems in for anything right now,
100%.
because that's the process.
Yep.
You know what I mean? That's the whole point. I think
Yep.
that, and it applies to, again, whether it's life, you're competing in athletics, you're doing X, Y, and Z. It's that mindset, man. You have to be tough mentally. I mean, listen, you can have a great physique and it's great. It's all exterior or whatnot, but what it took to get there, what it took to have that physique, or what it took to get a black belt, or what it took to get anywhere, what it took to become the CEO of a company, okay? People don't, it's a whole...
Minus life
mindset.
experience, do you think that's something that's teachable? Because if it is something that's teachable and it's something that's tangible, it needs to start getting taught.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you think?
I'm gonna not change it up, but basically how I feel is I feel that like jiu-jitsu should be done and practiced by, or at least something like jiu-jitsu, by absolutely everybody. And not everyone has to become a world champion, but you see it at the higher levels of jiu-jitsu. Jiu-jitsu is a way to solve problems. It is physical problem solving. And for me, I always feel when I come up with an issue, whatever the issue is, from a business perspective or a relationship or whatever the case is, you know what I mean? I have to address this problem, you know what I mean? And it was the same way when I used to rock climb, like when you're on the wall and you're at the crux, you're not thinking about your debt, you're not thinking about who you offended, you're not thinking about anything, you're just thinking about solving this problem. Exactly. And so that's why I think jiu-jitsu should be practiced by everybody.
But I think it's a little more than that. I mean, it could be problem solving.
It's a metaphor for how you live your life.
That's fine, but to get deeper than that is is to actually be a man in today's society.
Yes.
Because what happens is we're so dumbed down as men, you know, not out there in the fields, not doing this, not doing that, everything's political correct. For me, when I started jiu-jitsu, it was a great feeling to grapple. You know, it was primal.
It is primal.
It's primal. It's
in our
fulfilled the
DNA.
need.
Yeah.
But that, you know, if it brings you back to your manhood, it's a beautiful thing. There's nothing wrong with that.
I agree with Peter 1,000%. I think what's lacking today in society is the lack of manhood, and I think that it's been.
But that's one aspect. That's another aspect Jiu-Jitsu covers,
Yeah.
and that's why I think that it should be practiced by everyone. I mean, it covers everything. You know.
Yeah, I'm just using the metaphor of being a man as a broad umbrella that covers being responsible of dealing with problems.
And it applies to jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like jiu-jitsu applies to everything. You know.
So is there anything else besides jiu-jitsu that you feel really is that important to you? Besides, you know, obviously you got wife and marriage.
Yeah.
But is there anything else that you, and maybe pro wrestling? Is there what else? what else is there that says, hey, this is who I am? What do you identify with?
I don't know. I just want to be kind to people. I want people to be kind to me, and I want people to have positive experiences with me. And you know, I mean, from a hobby perspective, I like coffee. That's probably one of my other hobbies. And I don't know, just living life and having fun, you know, and like trying to help people that are in need, you know. I was the last snowstorm, not one yesterday. I was walking to class to go teach my kids class, and this like lady, she's walking like slow on the sidewalk. I was like, hey, you all right? You know, you need a hand? And she's like, sweet darling, can I throw a snowball at you? And I was like, sure. So, backing up a snowball, and she's like, I'm gonna throw it at you. And I said, yeah, go ahead, you know. And I turned around and just don't hit me in the head, because I'll throw it back at you.
No headshots.
So I turned around and she hit me with a snowball, and she's like, thank you, baby. You know, and for me, I felt incredible. I really did. I felt really good, because I'm like, you know, this lady's probably in late 40s, early 50s, and you know, she probably
she's not that old.
Yeah.
Come on now.
But what I'm saying is she probably.
If I hit you with a snowball, you're gonna know about it.
Exactly. She probably hasn't thrown a snowball. It probably took her back to being a kid, and you know, I made her afternoon, I hope, you know. So yeah, I just want to give people
Now,
positive
if we hit
experience.
around the corner and started launching snowballs at you, how does that?
Without headshots, though.
No, I'm throwing headshots.
I'm gonna go.
I'm old
I'm
school.
going for feet
We're
shots.
the guys that played dodgeball in school when the coach said, all right, don't hit the girls and don't take headshots. Guess what?
You did
I'm
that.
not I didn't throw it at the girls. I'll be the first one. But headshots,
He threw it at the girls.
I did. I swear to God. I did.
You
I did.
cornered the weaker ones,
Yeah.
and then everyone
They
went for
felt your wrath.
headshots.
They felt your wrath.
Oh,
So
yeah.
headshots. So how would you deal with that? Myself and Shay decided we're gonna ambush
you.
you.
Well, the reality is I'm kind of like a cat. All right, I'm kind of like.
Ooh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
I get
you know,
it.
so I'm elusive. I'm gonna dodge those
Yes.
balls, and then I'm gonna roll up on you.
You're
And are
basically
you able to jump higher because of the spring you'll have from the?
It's
you're like an agile Heathcliff. Is what
yes,
you're saying.
pretty much with very large feet. Yes. So I can get on anything.
I get it.
So
I get it. And it's such a and it's such a vicious town, the town of Beacon.
It is.
It's a
You
very-
have to watch
you have
yourself.
it's not a safe haven.
It's not.
You got to watch yourself. Rough streets of Main Street, Beacon.
Very rough.
Watch
streets.
it. Watch it.
Yeah. It is so friendly. The artwork and they put scarves on statues in Beacon. So
Dude, there was a violin. I almost took it. I'm like, oh, this is nice. I'm just gonna take it. I'm like, yeah. And I was like, nah, I guess I can't do that. That probably would be nice. And my wife looked at me like, dude, you're not taking that. Put it back.
there's pianos all over the street. There's 5 pianos on Main
Yeah.
Street, like just in public to go play.
No, it's nuts. And they actually, before you walk in some of the shops and restaurants, they're like you kind of get the tone of what you're walking into too. Mike is.
Yeah, they actually give you a pair of clogs and a tie-dye shirt before you enter the building. Certain places you gotta wear a jacket and tie. This is clogs and a tie-dye shirt.
Yes, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
And they give you a wig so you can have long hair, and they wrap a bandana around your head.
And they grab your balls and they say you gotta put them in the jar over here before you enter.
Sounds like Beacon.
Exactly, a little bit. So it's more or less.
No, it's a very eclectic town. I enjoyed it actually. Someplace that we talked about coming back.
Oh, they-
and
Oh, it's
getting
beautiful.
breakfast.
It really is beautiful.
They made it nice because when we were kids,
Yeah, it was different.
that was the ghetto and nobody was smiling.
Yeah,
I'm telling you right now.
yeah. I remember I was like in 7th or 8th grade, and I was at the movie theater, and they're like, "Yo, where you go to school?" Like a group of like fucking 15 kids, you know. Like, where you go to school? And I was like, I go to Van Wyck, you know. And they're like, he doesn't go to Beacon, you know. Like, a bunch of guys circled around me, and then my mom, like, by the grace of God, my mom just like pulls up the car, and she's like, "What's going on?"
They took off.
She saved me. Oh, it was great.
Yeah.
It was great.
That's how it works. No, I get it.
Yeah.
There's no doubt.
Thank God for mom.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, there's no doubt about
She's
that.
down.
It's moms work both ways though. I remember my mom was knocking me out cold with a pair of wet jeans.
Well, I got the
yeah.
wooden
Oh, yeah.
spoon. I got the wooden
Yeah,
spoon.
Oh, the wooden spoon for sure.
Almost knocked me out cold.
Dude, neighbors, back in the day, I remember me and this kid were starting a fire on the side of the house. His mother, I'm gonna leave
Starting
names
a
out.
fire on the side of the house.
Yes.
in the woods though, in the woods, so no one can see. And I remember his mother comes up, grabs us both by the hair, is whacking the hell out of us, brings her to my house. My mom can see that I'm crying and I'm getting whacked. Doesn't ask a question, starts whacking me up the stairs until I get to my room. Dude, it was a different time back
Yeah,
then.
oh, yeah.
It was a different time back then.
Very different time. There was accountability, and I think even like to Peter, what he alluded to before is like, you know, the essence of manliness and parenting, and it's a different animal. So like when you have things like jiu-jitsu as you're talking about, it gives you that centering, because if you don't have the role models to fall back on, you know, and again, and it especially if you have kids someday.
Speaking, are you planning on any?
No,
You
no.
just practicing?
No, we got.
You're not
we
even
got-
practicing? I mean,
we've got-
I'm not having it, but I'm practicing.
No, we've got our.
You got your dog?
We've got a boy and a girl.
Yeah, your dog.
Those are our babies.
So no kids for you, period.
No.
Ever?
No.
But dude, you seem like you're this evolved guy. I mean,
No.
I think you imparting some wisdom in the relationships you had with your parents. It sounds
I don't
like
tell a
you
lot of people, but I'm actually sick. No, I'm just fucking.
I was waiting for you. I was like, no! He was like this. Oh shit.
What did I just do? What did I just do? I was just kidding.
I've been planning on doing that. No, because I get the question all the time. Me and my wife, we joke around like.
And your wife obviously says, we're down. We want to have just, it's about us.
Yeah, exactly. We want to travel. We're gonna go to Peru in August. Like go to Machu Picchu. We just want to see the world, you know, and want to enjoy ourselves. And yeah,
Well, kids aren't in the equation right now. It doesn't mean never, or is it never?
I mean, right now it's never. You know?
Okay. Yeah, no, I respect that. Yeah.
Right now it's never, and it's like yeah, you know, that's how I feel.
There's always oops. There's always oops.
I feel that there's a lot of kids out there, you know.
There are.
You know, so I mean, if we were to have kids, we'd probably like
Adopt?
yeah.
Okay.
I think so at least.
Yeah.
I got to talk to her first, but that would be my guess. So
Hey, listen, hey, as long as you're practicing, let's be honest, that's the best part.
yes, we
Kids
practice.
are cool and all, but the practice part is fun.
Yeah, we practice abstinence.
You do it through a sheet with a
exactly.
whole, yeah, the whole
Exactly.
thing, yeah.
Of course, they're like Beaver Cleaver. They sleep in separate beds too.
Yeah.
Like, you know, back
Like Ricky and Lucy.
Yeah.
Yes, we have to.
Back in the day.
Because yeah, it's not allowed. It's not
Back
allowed.
in the day, not allowed. Can't do it.
Peter, hop over here. Come join.
Yeah, Mike, what are your plans for the future in terms of your school and stuff like that, your goals? If you, you're competing that, you're trying to do 100 this year.
Yep.
Are you thinking you might continue every year down that road?
I don't know.
It's got to be kind of pricey too, let's be honest.
Yeah,
You're traveling all over the country.
Yeah, well, luckily I've got sponsorship, so it works out, you know, as far as traveling goes.
Yeah.
But it is like there are tournaments I pay for, and there's also smart like Grappling Industries has a lifetime competitor pass, so like
You
know,
buy it one time.
You buy it one time, and I get to compete. As long as they're open, I get to compete. You know, or
That's
have a
awesome.
student
I
of
didn't know
mine
that.
compete.
Yeah.
And I have a transferable pass. So like, let's say like I don't compete. I didn't compete in Manhattan. I gave it to a student to compete. You know what I mean?
Wow, that's a real nice perk.
It's a great perk.
Give a shout out, because that's what's up right there, Grappling.
Grappling Industries
Yeah.
all day, like, and they're revolutionizing the game of
I like the round robin system.
yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Like you
You're
look
not
at
getting
other
one match, you're getting
yes,
a whole, yeah.
you look at other organizations and it's one and done. It's $150 and it's one and done. Grappling Industries is $99 for 2 divisions, and you can have as many matches. You know, like the reason I'm going to hit the road to 100 is because of Grappling Industries.
Right.
They
Well,
give you so many
I
matches.
have like 11, 12 matches every time I compete there. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's wild.
Because he does gi and no gi. He does all
yeah.
the stuff.
How does that work? Can you elaborate on a little more? Because I'm so used to the other system that.
So
how could you have 11 matches?
So
This many
basically,
kids
what
are
they
showing up.
take is they take however many guys are in the division, right? And then what they do is they do a round robin format. So depending on how big the division is, you're going to wind up with 4 to 10 matches in one division, and so everyone goes against each other, win or lose. Let's say you and me go against each other.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're going to throw me and submit me, right? So you throw me and submit me, and just because I lose doesn't mean I can't win the whole bracket,
It's
right?
not no double round. It's not double elimination.
It's two wrestlebacks then.
It's what they do
Why
is
not?
they go by points,
Okay.
right? So like Peter will get, if Peter submits me, he gets 3 points.
Got it.
You got it? And so let's say you beat Peter, but you beat him on points, you get 1 point or 2 points.
So
right?
he can still be ahead of me even though he lost.
I have 4 matches and 4 subs and 1 loss, and Peter has 4 matches, 1 loss, but he won all his matches on points. I win.
Yeah,
So there's criteria.
Yeah, exactly. It's a great tournament. It's a great format, and it's really good for everyone because so many of these other organizations, that's like. And Grappling Industries is organized, so you go and you register a week beforehand. They close like 5 days beforehand. All the brackets are up, and it's not like chaos the day you get there. It's like we got to figure out.
Like in August?
Yeah, exactly. It's definitely organized, and you get more than 1 match. So that's what I love about it.
No, you definitely pitch your work put in, no doubt. I mean, it's.
And that's really what I think.
What type of break in between? Is it like 5? Is it once your division's up, you go until you're all done? So you just keep round robbing it, or do you like get 10, 15-minute breaks in between each match?
I mean, you probably want.
An old guy like me, I need some breaks.
You
I need breaks.
You probably wind up getting breaks.
I got like 1, 2 matches in. You're gonna get 100.
Then it's
After
over.
that, I'm done. Don't even bother bringing me out. He's good. He got the point. Give him a submission. Have a nice day. But first guy's getting it all.
Yeah.
Give it to him, baby.
Yeah.
I try to always get my first match. Like I try to always.
And quickly.
Quick. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I do like obviously there's times where I lose or don't get that, but I try to always like throw a wild submission out there, and I like to do the Imanari roll or guillotine, like a quick guillotine. I like to end the match super quick, and then I get to like build momentum off there.
Right.
So
Especially like you said, if you're gonna fight 10 times.
I think what you're illustrating is just kind of going to wrap it up because we're ending. People shouldn't think that competing is something you're either good at or you're not. It's a process.
just like jiu-jitsu, you got to get better at it.
You just do it more. At first, it might be very scary if you want to elaborate on it, but you just got to do it a lot, and then you kind of get the hang of it and kind of figure out what works for you, right?
I entered 10 tournaments my first year of jiu-jitsu, and I lost every single match, and I never stopped, competing or signing up, and now and along the way I've been able to win tournaments, and so like it's how you deal with adversity. You can, like you said, you can fold or you can
Rise to the occasion.
Exactly,
Just to end it up some poetry, I can't say verbatim of Emily Bronte.
This is man shit. Don't end with poetry,
said a poem, Who understands winning
real
the
men
best?
like poetry.
It's the losers. Because
Wait, say that again. Sorry.
who understands winning the best or appreciates the best is people who lose.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Because they're the ones who are driven to obtain it and work for it.
Yes, exactly.
So they understand the losing side, and they work towards, getting to the winning side.
That didn't even rhyme. How are you calling that poetry? I know hickory dickory dock. Wait, I don't. That's a whole different one.
A great victor is known great defeat.
Correct.
Yeah.
And that's ultimately what it comes down to. And I think what we talk about today is that process.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What the type of mindset it is. Because I said it early in the podcast. What defines you is not how many times you get knocked down, but how many times you get back up.
Yeah.
And that's ultimately what it comes down to. So, guys, we're gonna wrap it up. Once again, so glad our good friend teammate Paladino. Why don't you show everyone your feet and your cuffs on your pants? I'm just not good with that. But on a serious,
one more. Go ahead.
Put that on there. Look at that.
Nice.
That's it.
Wow.
You see that? And that matches his head as well. Just so you know.
Matches more than just my head.
Are you guys taking your shirts off like you do with the football player?
You know what?
No.
He's not dressed for that.
No.
If you can see what's going on here, it's like wearing.
I've got children, damn it.
Guys, the Match Chat Podcast. Paul Ciatto, Christopher Shay, and Mike Paladino. Catch you next time.